Now, for most of us, what you're seeing there is basically the size of our normal houses. Now, as you've already seen, Alex has got a bit of a mansion. I'm going to ask him to come out there because he's playing with his ceilings at the moment, and we want him to leave him alone. So, do you want to come out for a while and just talk us through your different system, because it's pretty impressive. So, you've seen my greenhouse. It's basically just got tumbleweeds in it, and everything in there refuses to grow. With something like that, a third of the size, I'm amazed by the amount of saplings and everything going. And you've seen already that there's all sorts of bits and pieces. So what sort of bits and pieces have you got in there?
Gosh, there's far too much going on in here, I think. There's fans, I've got heating control, humidity control, there's part of the watering system runs up in here as well. Yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. There's some Japanese maple seedlings, there's some Trident maple seedlings, there's, yes, an abundance of stuff.
But it's all set up. He's got it all insulated with the bubble wrap. He's got a fan system set up, all on timers, temperatures and gauges and doodahs. It's incredible. And then he's just got thousands, well, thousands, probably a bit of an exaggeration, all his cuttings and everything. Just incredible. Oh, look, there's a smaller one-man bouncy thing. I wonder if he'll let me have that. I could probably, mind you, what is it, a foot beneath it? I reckon if I tried to bounce on that, I'd just bounce on the concrete. As you've noticed, I still haven't got a coffee. Still haven't even had a sausage roll, for goodness sake. What have I got? I've got a mug full of... There's frogs in here. Oh, there's a spider over there. Oh, right.
It's potion. It's a potion. Yeah.
Well, what are you doing with them? What would you call it?
I suppose I'm just thickening them out. This is a grafted Deshojo Maple. So
I've got to stop you there. Have you noticed how he name drops? You know, people have been all around the world and gone to these really fun countries like Hawaii or Falkland Islands. I've been there, by the way. Maple. I've got the common garden maple. We've had a shishishishigi maple, and we've had an Arakawa maple, and now we've got a Deshojo maple. See, you try saying that when you've had a few bevies. Shisho, Deshojo, no, Shojoj. Anyway, tell us about your Deshojo. Can you spell it backwards?
You're terrible. I don't think I can. There's an S in there and a J and maybe a H.
H-S-E-D.
Perfect. I won't check you on that one. I'll just take your word for it.
So, more on this Deshojo. Sounds like I've drunk a lot, doesn't it?
The Deshojo Maple. I don't actually know if I'm saying it properly, so we'll soon find out in the comments section. But yeah, this is grafted, so it's on just a standard Acer palmatum rootstock, and I really want to grow this big, tall, thick, and then just use it as a kind of parent plant for air layers. Basically, I'd like to create a forest at some point, so. There's a few branches I've seen that look quite nice candidates. They're very kind of tall and straight, and it'd be nice to go for maybe a planting of 7.
Now, you have those moments in life, and I was in the Falklands, and I think I mentioned that, one of the name-dropping places, and on the Falklands, in South Georgia, it's great big seal colonies, the big the big elephant seals. And as I was sitting beside the camera there, just lining this shot up, and Alex just came down to sort of feed, I was reminded of an elephant seal.
Wow.
So,
what a compliment.
Bearing in mind that I put on a good 20 kilos in the last 6 months, I thought we could have a pair of elephant seals. Do this.
You've lost the plot.
Right. The reason why Alex is parading himself like this is to talk about this. And what is this? I'm going to get out of the shot because I'm scary enough as it is. We're going to go over to Alex and talk about his Zelkova, and we'll know how much I know about Zelkova. Yeah, I'm jealous as anything about this Zelkova, and you know I am, because I spent all year thinking I had Zelkovas, and everyone said I didn't, and I didn't. Well, I've got some now, but anyway, this is even better than Yeli's Zelkova, because he showed off his ground-planted Zelkova, and he talked about sacrifice branches. Just wave one of those big branches about.
Hello.
That's a big branch, and what did I say to you when I saw that?
Gosh, I don't think I can remember.
Yes, you can.
I think you told me
yes,
to
you
chop it.
can.
You wanted me to chop it back.
I want you to, because everything I've got that's vaguely healthy, I chop back. It's the Tony approach. Chop it. No. And what's the reason why you've got so many long branches? I mean, we know they're sacrifice branches, obviously, but what's your aim?
Yeah, exactly that. I want to create a big trunk, and I've done a lot of root work on this. I want a really nice big kind of flaring nabari as well, so the growth is just aiding that. I mean, this was repotted in March this year, 2023, and the pot is full of roots. It's so full, I'm struggling to get water through now when I water it. So they're such vigorous growers, and they're ideal for this kind of growing out. I mean, you know, probably from here all the way to the top, that's what, 3 or 4 foot worth of growth. That's just this year. And I know for kind of the hobby for bonsai, we want things to be easy to manage and slow growing. But I'm just taking advantage of this species. Like, they grow so well, and I just feed it and water it, and I love the response I get from it. So yeah, this is going to be used for a few air layers. All these kind of long runners will be air layers next year, and then I'm going to look at bringing it back, probably doing a chunk chop, and then getting it into its first kind of bonsai pot or something similar, so I can start working on the branch structure. But yeah, I love it. This is probably one of my favourite trees.
So we all love doing close-ups, but tell me about that. Let's show me that that trunk on that.
Here we go. This is the lower trunk.
It's incredible. Just as a sense of scale. I mean, if you put this beside it,
the children's orchard.
see, just
hang on. There we go.
There you go. Now, doesn't that make it easier to get a sense of proportion, scale? That's actually quite incredible.
I think it's what, perhaps 2 or 3 inches, no, maybe 3 or 4 inches at the base there. But yeah, it's got that lovely kind of that white silvery bark coming on now. I think this is perhaps 6 or 7 years old now, and yeah, I just think the bark's absolutely beautiful as well.
Was this the tree that you mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago that you were going to give me for Christmas?
I think that was with someone else, you know.
You're going to give it to someone else? Not... You know, I was just saying, without my glasses on, everything seems out of focus. It's weird. Really, really weird.
But you've got your glasses on.
Oh, duh. So I have. Right. But the reason why we're here at the bottom of the garden...
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice. Is this lovely... Wow. What is it?
This is a Dawn Redwood. And yes, it's gone absolutely wild. But again, yeah, I love it. I love the growth. I love the way it kind of is very gentle, very soft. I think it's an absolutely beautiful species.
Incredible. I mean, people love Dawn Redwoods. And, you know, I'm not surprised that you haven't let me get my hands on it.
This is my kind of aim is to replicate how they look in nature. So I want a very tall, very thick trunk with the kind of nice spreading roots. So this one is just growing out. Again, I mean, it's grown so much this year. It's probably doubled in height. I've just fed it, I've watered it, and it's actually escaped growing now into the ground. So it's in a pond basket, but the roots have come out the bottom, and they're now kind of growing freely in the ground. So my goal is probably to leave it this year and next year, and hopefully kind of if you come back next year, it'll be taller than me.
Did you hear that? He's inviting me back. I'm actually going to get to... I know why. You're going on holiday next year, aren't you? You need another waterer. Yeah, I am his watering can.
I might not be here, but you can come here.
Dun, 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 dun. I've got to say it. One thing I'm really happy about, look at this. It's a Ginkgo. But what I like about it more is it looks sicker than mine do. So I thought I'd show you that one.
Let's show this slightly more healthier one at the back here, with less yellow on the leaves.
So do you like them as a species for bonsai? Honestly?
Yes. Well, I think it's a kind of love-hate relationship. I want it to work, and I would really like a nice ginkgo, but I just don't seem to get on with them. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're too wet, they're too dry. I'm not sure.
I think you treat them too well.
Yeah.
You've got to be rough with some trees, and I'm rough with all my trees, actually. You know, treat them hard. No, I don't know. But it's good to see one that's not doing so well. That's nearly as sick looking as his Japanese white pine, actually. So, what have we got up here that's...
Okay, well, we've got some Tony's trees, if you'd like to look at those.
Yes, please, please. Then I can use Tony's banner, and then everyone will watch it.
Yeah, so when we went to the Bonsai Extravaganza up in Preston, Tony very kindly allowed me to buy these trees, and this is a field maple, which is doing really well, actually. It's got a slight bit of powdery mildew on it, but I have treated that, so that's going, which is good.
Is that the Preston powdery mildew?
It might be, yeah.
You'll never get rid of that.
It's probably the kind you sniff, but I'm not sure.
Sorry, this is supposed to be a child. You can't talk about things like that. I'll get a card. Because I don't say things like that will give me a card.
Yes, you do. And this is the another Tony's special. This is the Katsura Maple. And I spotted this towards the end of the day, and I just don't quite know how it'd be missed, because it's got a lovely kind of root flare, lovely bit of movement down the bottom, and yeah, look, it's just very healthy, very vigorous. So we're going to do some nice bit of work on that next year.
Do you know what? I think we're going to stop looking at what you've got. Oh. Do you know why? Because this is going to lead nicely on to another question that everyone wants me to ask you. Should we go over to the chaise lounge and have a snifters while we ask this question? We're now up close and personal. I don't know how much of this edit you're actually going to have seen. Well, actually, it doesn't matter how much I upload, because I guarantee most of you go skip, skip, skip. That's why I put all those timestamps in, so at least you skip to those bits and see some of it. No, Alex has got so many trees. You've definitely got a taste of them, but that leads me on to one big question. There's been quite a lot of content creators who've been asking the same question. Alex, are you going to start a YouTube channel? And you can be honest, you're not on the spot here, because seriously, I don't want him to start a YouTube channel because he's got better trees than me, and they're more interesting as well. And have you noticed his voice? Tranquility. You know when you look up at the moon and your eyes just glaze off? I find that when I'm listening to Alex, I just look up to the sky and my eyes just glaze off. He's got a melodic voice, apparently. I think that means it puts you to sleep. So with that voice, do you think you'd make a great YouTube host?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the problem is I like growing trees, and I like pushing them to their boundaries, so experimenting with fertilizer, with water, and with soil mixes. And I don't quite know if that would be very exciting to watch, because, you know, most YouTubers are chopping and wiring and actually doing stuff with their trees. Whereas for me, it's all about the growth. So I have considered some possible time lapses, or, you know, kind of longer term stuff. So maybe doing some clips every month and then combining that into a year or 2 years. But yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see.
And I have given you advice. I have said to you, you should do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I think, and this is, I don't want this to turn into a negativity for anyone. I think the hardest thing I've found with YouTube is trying to keep the content going.
Yeah.
Trying to stay a bit relevant. Hey, that sounds a bit newsy. Hey, we're going to try and stay relevant. Mind you, that's a bit 70s, is it, being relevant? Well, you have to be chic or up with it or into house. No. I think I respect the fact that sometimes, if I had a job, or bless her, if my wife was still alive, or I had other commitments, I would definitely struggle to see the dog. Look, I knew it. There's always a dog that will agree with me, and there's definitely one agreeing now. I would struggle to be able to continually produce content, and I think sometimes when we find people that we like to watch, oh, I know, not me. We like to have that regularity. You know, it's like Tony. I wake up to my chocolate icicles or whatever, and Tony comes on, and within about a minute I'm spitting them all over the keyboard, because he normally says something that's like I either don't agree with, or it's like profound. We like profound. That's another of those words, profound. So I think there's a place for you, but I respect that you recognise that there's some other priorities as well. Yeah, time and family and work, and I think at the moment I don't feel I could give it everything I wanted to give it, and the channel itself wouldn't be as good as it should be. So I think, yeah, when I get the time, I will definitely do it. What will you call it?
I don't know, you know, maybe Alex's Bonsai, or
Alex's Bits.
Alex's. Yeah, I mean,
Who wants to see Alex's bits?
you
could get Dougie's balls.
Dougie's. I've actually got some of Dougie's balls somewhere around here. He probably wants them back.
And with that, I think is there anything that you'd like to ask me or say or anything? No, actually, that we're allowed to hear.
Yes, I want to know if I've got a Trident Maple or if it's something else. So I need your help and I need the audience's help to decipher it.
Now, who remembers just how good I am at plant identification? We all know the Pyracantha, the Cotoneaster, the blessed. What was the one that I definitely haven't got? The yellow. Oh, what flowers? The potentilla.
Yeah.
We all know I used to talk about potentilla and
Zelkovas. Yeah.
Elmcova.
Yeah.
So this is my subject. So shall I go and get them for him? Because I think I'm the guest in his palatial residence. I'll go get them.
For a second. This is a clump style that I've grown from seed. So there's 7 trees here, and these were supposedly Trident Maple seeds that I bought from eBay. But the leaf and the bark of the branches, I don't quite know. I feel like it's maybe like an Amur maple or some kind of field maple. I'm not sure, but it just doesn't seem like a Trident Maple. So yeah, I'd really like some advice on this.
Okay.
Xavier's very kindly bought his Trident Maple. Well, we believe it's a Trident Maple.
It's like a potentilla to me.
This could skew the results slightly, and you can see that the leaf is very similar in size and shape, but this is much greener, much lighter. The bark, I mean, this bark is much more aged than mine, but the bark looks different as well. So at the moment, comparing the two, I don't think I've got a Trident Maple. But yes, hopefully I can be proved wrong.
Well, we've got that conundrum hopefully going to be sorted out in comments. I think it's, you know what? No, I'm all confused. No, one thing we didn't mention is that Alex has got absolutely loads of Trident Maple, which, well, we've all seen Tridents, but there's loads of them. In fact, he's got loads of trees everywhere. But Alex, I feel privileged to be able to come and see this.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
I'm lucky that I have you so close to contact me all the time. All the time.
Yep.
But no, he is one of the greatest supporters I've had. And there are a number of you out there who know that you support me, and I'm really thankful of that. But Alex supports a lot of people, as do they as well. But he is the #1 bonsai stalker. So from Xavier, in Alex's bonsai bouquet, his bonsai banquet. We could call it Alex's bonsai banquet. How do you like that for
a bonsai
YouTube
bazaar? Yeah.
Bazaar, well, mine would be the bizarre bonsai, but a bonsai bazaar banquet. Yeah. I still feel we're at an angle here. If we're sloping, I'll just do. No, we'll eat. Oh, that's
okay.
sweet.
Oh.
So thanks very much. All the best. God bless. Happy bonsaiing. Cheers.
Bye-bye.